Alex liked quiet evenings. After a long day of work as an engineer, he looked forward to relaxing in his small apartment. The city outside buzzed with life, but inside, it was peaceful. He turned on some soft music, lit a candle, and prepared for a hot shower. As he stepped into the bathroom, he heard a faint hum, like electricity in the air. At first, he ignored it. His apartment sometimes had small power fluctuations, but the hum grew louder, vibrating through the tiles beneath his feet. Before he could react, a bright flash filled the bathroom. Alex shielded his eyes. When he looked back, his jaw dropped. Standing in his shower was a woman, but not like any human woman he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered with a subtle glow, almost like sunlight reflecting on water. Her hair floated, gently, even though there was no wind. Her eyes were large and deep, changing color like liquid silver. She seemed curious, calm, and perfectly still. Alex froze. He opened his mouth but could not find words. The woman glanced around the bathroom as if she were inspecting it. She touched the tiles with delicate fingers, ran her hand over the faucet, and even lifted the showerhead. Everything fascinated her. She did not speak. She did not seem threatening. Hi? Alex finally said, his voice shaking. Who? What? How did you get here? The woman looked at him. Her eyes held intelligence but no immediate recognition. She raised one finger and pointed to him, then to herself, then made a gesture that looked like she was splitting something in two. Alex tilted his head. He did not understand. He tried to stay calm. He had dealt with strange machines and experimental tech at work, but nothing like this. He backed toward the bathroom door, keeping his eyes on her. Okay. Maybe you are not dangerous, he muttered to himself. Maybe. The woman's eyes flickered and she suddenly disappeared for a second. A soft, electric sound filled the air. Then she reappeared, standing closer to him. Alex jumped. Oh, okay. You can teleport? He asked. His mind raced. Was she a spy? A visitor from another world? He had no way of knowing. She nodded slowly, then reached toward him. Not threateningly, just curiously. Alex held up his hands. No, wait. Don't touch me yet. The woman tilted her head, as if puzzled by his words. She looked at the tiles, the faucet, and even at his reflection in the mirror. Then, with a small motion, she seemed to indicate she wanted him to follow. Alex swallowed hard. He had no choice but to comply. She led him out of the bathroom and into the living room. He kept his distance, but curiosity overcame his fear. He noticed small details. The way she moved without making a sound, the subtle glow on her skin, and how she seemed to notice everything, as if seeing the world for the first time. Alex finally found his voice. Are you from another planet? She looked at him and the air seemed to vibrate. Then, softly, a word came out. Not in any language he knew, but the sound carried meaning. Somehow he understood it meant yes. Okay. Wow, Alex whispered. You're an alien. The woman, who Alex decided to call Lyra in his mind, studied him. She did not smile, but there was no hostility. She raised her hand again, and this time, a small floating device appeared above her palm. It glowed and projected strange symbols in the air. Alex's eyes widened. He recognized the device vaguely. It resembled a holographic translator prototype he had seen in old tech magazines. She tapped a symbol, and suddenly, words appeared in English. I am Lyra. I come from another world. I am an explorer. I wish to observe humans. Alex blinked. His heart raced. Observe humans? You just appeared in my shower to observe me. Lyra nodded. She moved closer but carefully, maintaining a polite distance. Her gaze lingered on him, almost like she was analyzing him, not in a threatening way but scientifically. Alex laughed nervously. Of course, humans. We do weird stuff in the shower. I guess that's fair. Observation? Fine, I can allow that, but, this is kind of my private time. Lyra tilted her head again, then waved her hand. A small screen appeared showing pictures of other humans doing daily activities. Cooking, cleaning, exercising. She seemed to be explaining in her way that she studied humans in their ordinary lives. Alex's fear slowly gave way to curiosity. Wait, so you're like a scientist from space? The screen flickered, then showed stars, planets, and what looked like a fleet of alien ships. Lyra tapped one planet, then pointed at him. The meaning was clear. She wanted to learn from him. Alex scratched his head. Okay, I'm just an engineer. I'm not a professional scientist, but I can show you stuff, I guess. Lyra's eyes brightened. She floated a little closer, her presence calm and almost comforting. Alex realized she wasn't here to harm him. She was curious, yes, but respectful in her own way. All right, he said, trying to sound confident. We can start, but maybe not in the shower next time? Lyra emitted a soft hum, which Alex interpreted as agreement. She then gestured toward the living room, signaling she wanted him to show her more about his world. Alex took a deep breath. His quiet evening was over. Somehow he knew his life would never be normal again. As he led Lyra through his apartment, he glanced at her. She moved with grace, her eyes wide with curiosity, every gesture precise and thoughtful. He realized something important. She might be from a far-off galaxy, but she had chosen him, a human, to study. And somehow, he felt a strange mix of excitement and responsibility. He was the first human she had ever closely observed. How he acted now could shape her entire view of humanity. Alex smiled nervously. Well, I hope humans are impressive enough. Lyra's eyes sparkled. She seemed to understand. Somehow she seemed to trust him. And in that moment, Alex knew one thing. His ordinary life had changed forever. Outside, the city lights continued to shine. Inside, two beings from completely different worlds faced each other. One was human, ordinary in every way. The other was extraordinary, a visitor from the stars. And the story of their encounter, the beginning of something incredible, was just starting. Alex led Lyra into the living room, his heart still racing from the earlier shock. He had never imagined his evening would turn into something so extraordinary. Lyra floated a few inches above the floor, her gaze moving from his couch to the books on the shelf, then to the small gadgets scattered on his desk. She stopped at a model spacecraft he had built from a kit and reached out a hand. Alex flinched but did not stop her. Instead, he explained, "This is just a model. Humans like building things even if they don't really fly." Lyra's eyes shimmered. She touched the model gently, and then, with a soft hum, lifted it slightly into the air. Alex's jaw dropped. The model floated for a moment before returning to the desk. You can do that?" Alex asked, amazed. Lyra shook her head, then pointed to him, then to the model, and made a gesture that suggested observation. Alex realized she meant she was studying human tools and ideas, not controlling them. "Okay. Observation," he said slowly. "I can do that. I can show you how humans live, how we think, how we make things." Lyra's eyes brightened and she floated closer. Alex felt a strange mix of excitement and nervousness. This was no ordinary visitor. She was not just curious, she was intelligent, patient, and focused. Alex decided to start with something simple. "I guess I should explain human routines. We eat, we sleep, we work, and sometimes we relax. Not very impressive, but it's our life." Lyra tilted her head and emitted a soft hum. Then a small holographic screen appeared above her hand. Pictures and short videos of human activity, cooking, exercising, working, playing, floated in the air. Alex realized she had been preparing to study humans for a long time. "Wow. Okay," he said, pointing at the screen. Yes, that is mostly correct. Humans are busy, but we like to create, learn, and explore. Lyra's eyes flickered with what Alex interpreted as fascination. She raised one hand and the device displayed strange symbols. Then suddenly English words appeared on the screen. Your species shows remarkable problem-solving skills. I wish to learn more. Alex smiled nervously. Well, you're in the right place. I'm an engineer. I work with machines, gadgets, and problems humans can't always fix easily. I guess I can teach you a little about human ingenuity. Lyra's eyes glimmered. She stepped closer to the desk where Alex kept his tools and gadgets. What is this? She asked, her voice clear through the translator. This, Alex said, holding up a small multi-tool, is a human invention. It's simple, but it can do many things. Cut, screw, open, you name it. Humans like tools that solve more than one problem. Efficiency is important to us. Lyra extended her hand toward the tool. She studied it carefully, then gently pressed a button. Alex flinched. The tool opened smoothly. He nodded, impressed. Yes, humans love creating solutions. Sometimes simple, sometimes complex, but always clever, I hope. Lyra's eyes reflected understanding. She tapped the device and a holographic display appeared showing a diagram of her own world, an advanced city floating in space, filled with strange architecture and glowing pathways. Alex stared. That is incredible. Your technology, it's more advanced than ours. Lyra nodded, then pointed to him, then to the model spacecraft on the desk, and finally back to herself. The device translated her gesture. I am curious how a human mind adapts to challenges with limited resources. Alex laughed softly. Ah, so you want to see how humans think even without super advanced tech? I can do that. Humans are clever, in our own ways. We invent, improvise, and adapt too. The next morning, Alex woke up to the soft hum of Lyra's presence. She was floating near the window, her silver eyes reflecting the sunlight. She had spent the night observing quietly, and Alex realized just how alert and attentive she was. Even while humans slept, she studied. Morning, Alex said, rubbing his eyes. I hope you, slept okay? Lyra tilted her head and emitted a soft hum. The holographic translator displayed the meaning. Observation continues. Sleep, inefficient, yet intriguing. Alex chuckled. Yeah, humans sleep a lot. It's necessary. We recharge. You should try it sometime. It's relaxing. Lyra floated closer, her gaze curious. Alex decided today would be the day to teach her more about humans and their ingenuity. All right, he said. Let's start with something simple, human tools and problem solving. He led her to a small workbench cluttered with gadgets, tools, and half-finished projects. Lyra's eyes widened. She hovered over the tools, touching them gently with glowing fingers. Each touch made the metal hum softly. This is very simple tech, Alex explained, but humans make it efficient. Look at this. He picked up a small, multi-purpose device. One tool, many functions. Screwdriver, knife, wrench, all in one. Humans like to solve many problems with minimal resources. Lyra nodded and the translator displayed resource efficiency. Fascinating. Humans, creative and adaptive. Alex smiled. Exactly. Humans adapt. We take what we have and make it work. Even when things seem impossible, we find a way. Lyra's gaze lingered on a small mechanical arm Alex had built for a robotics project. Demonstrate, she said, her voice translated clearly. Alex activated the arm. It moved smoothly, picking up objects, turning them, and assembling a tiny structure. Lyra's eyes widened. Complex, yet simple, the translator displayed. Humans, ingenuity remarkable. They spent hours exploring his workbench. Alex showed her small machines, electronic circuits, and clever household fixes he had invented. Lyra touched each object carefully, her fingers glowing slightly when interacting with the tech. She tried to mimic some of his techniques but quickly realized human hands had a unique adaptability she could not replicate. Your dexterity... surprising, she said. Your species manipulates materials with skill. Alex laughed. Yeah, humans are handy. We can adapt to almost anything. Tools, machines, gadgets, and even problems that seem impossible. Next, Alex decided to teach her something about human daily life. We humans also create for comfort, not just survival. Cooking, music, art, these are ways we express creativity. He led Lyra to the kitchen and showed her how he made breakfast: eggs, toast, and fruit. Lyra observed closely, touching ingredients with careful glowing fingers. She tried to imitate cracking an egg, but it ended up floating gently above the bowl. Alex laughed. Close enough. As they ate, Lyra's holographic translator displayed a message. Humans, ingenuity in every act. Food, science, and art combined. Alex nodded. Exactly. Every human action, small or large, involves problem solving. Even cooking. We mix flavors, measure ingredients, and adjust to taste. Creativity is everywhere. Lyra's eyes shimmered. She floated closer and touched a bowl of fruit. Alex noticed she was not only observing, but also analyzing. Patterns, structure, utility, he thought. Humans had so much to teach her, but she too could offer insights he had never imagined. After breakfast, Alex decided it was time to learn from Lyra. All right, you've shown me some of your tech. Maybe I can learn something too? Lyra's eyes brightened, and she projected a floating screen with symbols Alex had never seen. Teach, she said. Understanding humans requires exchange. I share knowledge. You learn. Alex leaned closer. The symbols transformed into images and diagrams he could comprehend. Advanced energy systems, self-repairing materials, and energy-efficient structures floated in the air. Alex's mind raced. This was beyond anything humans had developed, yet somehow it made sense. Wow. Okay, Alex said. Your tech, it's incredible. But you said it's adaptable. Maybe humans can use some ideas in smaller ways. Lyra nodded. The translator displayed humans, adaptable, ideas, scalable. Observe carefully, apply wisely. Together they began experimenting. Alex showed how human tools and materials could integrate some alien concepts. Lyra adjusted, explained, and guided. By midday, they had created a small device that combined human simplicity with alien efficiency. It was nothing huge, but it worked flawlessly. Alex stepped back, amazed. We actually made something together. This is incredible. Lyra's eyes glimmered. She emitted a soft hum, translated as collaboration, humans, surprisingly clever, potential, immense. For Alex, it was more than technology. It was understanding. Humans, with all their limitations, could create, adapt, and innovate in ways that even an advanced alien recognized. And Lyra, in turn, had shown him that human potential could reach far beyond Earth. By evening, Alex and Lyra had shared meals, solved technical problems, and explored ideas together. Alex noticed something else. Lyra was not only observing humans, she was learning to appreciate them. She laughed softly at his jokes, marveled at human ingenuity, and even expressed wonder at the smallest details. A cup of tea, a simple sketch, a gadget repaired from scraps. Alex realized something important. Humans were not just clever in their machines, they were clever in their hearts. Their creativity, resilience, and resourcefulness made them remarkable. And Lyra, the explorer from another galaxy, was beginning to see it too. As night fell, Lyra floated near the window again. Alex watched her glow softly in the dim light. The translator displayed one final message: humans, more complex than expected. Observation continues. Understanding grows. Alex smiled. Yeah, humans are like that. Messy, sometimes frustrating, but clever. And maybe we're worth studying. Lyra's eyes shimmered and she hovered closer. In that quiet moment, Alex understood something profound. Their journey together was just beginning. Humans and aliens from different worlds learning from each other, changing each other in ways neither could have imagined. Outside, the city buzzed with ordinary life. But inside Alex's apartment, two beings from completely different worlds had begun a bond. One was human, ordinary but clever. The other was extraordinary, an alien explorer seeking to understand humanity, and together, they were about to discover just how remarkable humans could be. The next morning, Alex woke up early. He had spent the night thinking about Lyra and everything they had learned together. Humans were clever, yes, but today he knew they might face a challenge unlike any other. A soft hum filled the apartment. Lyra floated near the window, her silver, eyes reflecting the sunlight. Observation continues, her translator displayed. Alex smiled. Yeah, and we'll continue learning too, but... He hesitated. I think today might be different. He was right. Far above the city, hidden among the clouds, human satellites had detected an unusual energy signature. Lyra's arrival, bright and sudden, had triggered alarms. Within hours, agents from a government research division were on their way, determined to capture the alien for study. Inside the apartment, Alex noticed unusual noises outside, subtle thumps and mechanical movements. He peeked through the window and saw men in advanced uniforms approaching the building. Their intent was clear. Lyra, he whispered, we have visitors. They don't know you're, well, like you are. They want to capture you. Lyra's eyes glimmered. Danger. Imminent, the translator displayed. Avoid capture. Essential. Alex nodded. Okay, we need a plan. He quickly scanned the apartment. With his engineering skills, he could use the small gadgets and household items to make a defense. Not violent, just clever. He grabbed wires, magnets, and sensors from his workbench. We need decoys, he said, and traps to slow them down. Lyra floated beside him. She produced a small cube which projected holographic layouts of the apartment. Alex studied it. Together they devised a plan. Doors rigged with harmless but surprising triggers, alarms that could confuse intruders, and small barriers that would delay anyone entering. When the first agent arrived, Alex and Lyra were ready. The agent opened the door and immediately triggered a harmless but startling device, a flash of light and a loud alarm. He jumped back, confused. Alex hid behind a couch, watching. Lyra floated near the ceiling, guiding him. Adapt. Respond. Humans. Clever, her translator displayed. Alex grinned. Yeah, humans are clever. Let's show them. The agents tried again, more cautiously. This time, a wire rigged with small magnets pulled the door slightly, making it difficult to open. Another alarm went off, and a small holographic projection appeared showing multiple Lyra figures floating in the apartment. The agents hesitated, unsure which was real. Alex whispered, That's it. Confusion is our ally. Lyra watched, impressed. Human ingenuity. Clever. Effective, the translator displayed. She floated down, touching a sensor, and adjusted it to create an even more confusing display. Hours passed. The agents tried different strategies, but Alex and Lyra stayed one step ahead. They used the apartment's layout, simple gadgets, and quick thinking to outsmart trained humans. At one point, an agent tried to reach the bedroom. Alex had rigged a harmless but startling device, a spray of water and a small floating hologram of Lyra. The agent jumped back, completely bewildered. Lyra emitted a soft hum, almost like laughter. Impressive. Resourceful. Humans. Alex chuckled. Yeah, we're small, but we're clever. That's the human way. The morning sun streamed through the window, lighting Alex's apartment. Lyra floated near the ceiling, her silver eyes reflecting the soft light. She had spent the night thinking quietly, and Alex knew that today a big decision was coming. "Lyra," Alex said, sipping his coffee, "I think it's time. You need to decide. Stay here, or return to your world." Lyra tilted her head. Her translator projected, "Decision, complex, human, worthy of study, connection, growing." Alex nodded. He understood. Humans were not just clever with machines, they were capable of friendship, loyalty, and trust. Maybe that was what Lyra had been searching for. "I want to show you what humans are capable of," Alex said. "Not just clever with tools, but with hearts, with courage, with creativity. We can survive, adapt, and even inspire." Lyra's eyes shimmered. She floated closer. "Demonstrate, essential," the translator displayed. Alex decided to do exactly that. "All right," he said, "today I'll show you. Humans never give up, even when the odds are against us." As they prepared for the day, the sky outside darkened suddenly. A storm approached faster than expected, with strong winds and heavy rain. Lightning struck nearby buildings, causing small fires and flooding in the streets. The apartment's small building began to shake slightly from the wind and water. Alex looked at Lyra. This is human challenge number 1. We deal with nature, unexpected and powerful. Watch and learn." He grabbed his tools and gadgets, moving quickly. He patched small leaks in the roof, reinforced windows with improvised supports, and set up a small system to pump water away from the building's foundation. His movements were precise but flexible, adjusting as conditions changed. Lyra floated nearby, observing every step. She had advanced technology, yet she watched how a human handled a sudden crisis with limited resources. She saw his focus, adaptability, and calm under pressure. Humans, problem-solving, rapid, effective, the translator displayed. Alex moved to a small fire that had started in the building's hallway. Using a simple extinguisher and clever placement of water containers, he contained it quickly. Lyra's eyes widened. Even with all her advanced tech, she had never seen anyone react so effectively with just ordinary tools. After the immediate dangers were handled, Alex and Lyra checked the apartment. Some damage, yes, but nothing severe. The building was safe. Alex wiped his forehead, exhausted but proud. "See? Humans survive. We adapt. We overcome." Lyra floated closer, her eyes glimmering. Resilience. Courage. Humans remarkable, the translator displayed. Alex smiled. "There's more. Humans don't just survive. We create, we inspire, and we care for each other. Watch this." He picked up his small tools and gadgets again, demonstrating how humans could repair, improve, and adapt their environment, even during crises. Lyra watched closely, absorbing every action, every adjustment, every idea. Hours passed, and the storm outside finally began to calm. Alex and Lyra had repaired minor damage, improved safety systems, and even set up small innovations that could help the building in future storms. Alex sat down, exhausted. Lyra floated beside him. The translator displayed humans, ingenuity, resilience, creativity, capable of extraordinary things. Decision, leaning toward, stay. Alex chuckled softly. "You see, humans are clever, not perfect, not advanced, in the way your world is, but smart, adaptable, and brave. And we care. That's what makes us strong." Lyra's eyes glimmered brighter. She extended a hand, and a small holographic image appeared above it. It showed other human civilizations she had observed, places where people helped each other, solved problems together, and survived disasters with limited tools. Humans. Worth studying, worth remaining with, the translator displayed. Alex nodded. "Yes, that's why I think you should stay. You'll learn more from humans than from observing from a distance. We adapt, we create, we survive, and we care." You'll see our true potential every day." Lyra floated closer. She reached out and touched his hand lightly. The glow from her skin warmed the room. Decision. Confirmed. I will stay. Observation. Continues. Deeper connection. Alex's heart leapt. You'll stay? Lyra nodded. Yes. Humans remarkable. Worth understanding. Worth friendship. Alex laughed softly, relief washing over him. Good. Because there's a lot to learn. And I think we'll learn from each other too. Lyra's eyes shimmered. For the first time, she expressed a soft musical hum. Alex smiled. That's a yes, right? She nodded. The translator displayed, yes. Connection, established. Observation, mutual. Learning, ongoing. As night fell, the two of them looked out over the city. Lights sparkled like stars below, and the storm clouds were gone, leaving a clear sky. Alex realized that humans were remarkable not just in crises but in every day. Their creativity, courage, and determination made them a species worth studying and worth befriending. Lyra floated beside him, her presence calm and luminous. Alex could see that she was not just learning about humans. She was beginning to appreciate them, understand them, and perhaps even admire them. Humans, he said softly. We're not perfect. Messy, sometimes frustrating, but clever, brave, and capable of amazing things. That's why you're staying. That's why we matter. Lyra's eyes glimmered with understanding. Humans. Exceptional. Connection. Valuable. Observation. Continues. Deeper understanding. Alex smiled. Then let's continue learning. Together. And in that quiet moment, Alex understood something profound. Humans were not just clever with tools or machines. They were clever with ideas, with hearts, and with each other. Even an advanced alien from a distant galaxy could see it. Lyra, the explorer from the stars, had chosen to remain on Earth. She would study humans closely, learn from them, and perhaps help them in ways Alex could not yet imagine. And Alex, for his part, would show her everything that made humans remarkable. Ingenuity, resilience, courage, and heart. Outside, the city continued its busy life, unaware of the extraordinary events in a small apartment. Inside, Alex and Lyra had made a choice that would change both their worlds. Humans had shown their strength and Lyra had chosen to stay. The bond between human and alien had grown stronger, founded on trust, respect, and admiration. And together, they would face whatever challenges the future might bring, proving that even ordinary humans could achieve extraordinary things. The morning sun painted the city with golden light. Alex sat at his small table, sipping coffee, while Lyra floated nearby, her silver eyes catching the glow. Today felt different, calm, but filled with possibility. She had decided to stay, and now it was time to explore what that truly meant. Alex smiled. So, ready for the first day of real human life? Lyra tilted her head. The translator displayed, ready, observation, deeper, integration, desired. Alex laughed softly. All right, let's start simple. Humans live in routines, but we also create, learn, and explore. I'll show you everything. They began with everyday life. Alex taught Lyra how to cook simple meals, clean efficiently, and manage resources in the apartment. Lyra was fascinated. Even small tasks seemed complex to her at first, but she adapted quickly, learning human methods and adding her own improvements. Efficiency is interesting, Lyra said. Humans achieve much with little. Alex nodded. Exactly. We make the most of what we have. Sometimes it's clever, sometimes messy, but it works. After breakfast, Alex showed her his engineering projects. He demonstrated a small robot he had built to clean his apartment. Lyra studied it carefully, her eyes reflecting admiration. She suggested a few adjustments using her alien technology, soft energy fields that stabilized the robot. Alex tried them, and the robot performed better than ever. This is incredible, Alex said. Humans invent, adapt, and improve. But working together like this, we can achieve even more. Lyra hummed softly, a sound Alex had come to recognize as contentment. Collaboration, humans. Clever, adaptable, the translator displayed. They spent the next days exploring human life. Alex introduced Lyra to music, books, and games. She was fascinated by human creativity, the ways humans expressed ideas, emotions, and imagination. Even with her advanced mind, she saw value in simple human art forms and storytelling. One evening, Alex showed her a small telescope. Humans have always looked at the stars, he said. We dream, imagine, and sometimes we wonder what's out there. Lyra floated close, gazing at the night sky. Her eyes reflected distant galaxies, yet she seemed drawn to the tiny points of light humans called stars. Humans, dream, reach, hope, the translator displayed. Alex smiled. Yes, that's us. Curious, resilient, capable of reaching far beyond what seems possible. As days passed, Lyra shared knowledge from her world. She taught Alex about energy-efficient structures, advanced materials, and ways to repair machinery quickly. Together they began small projects that combined human simplicity with alien efficiency. Alex realized something important. Humans were clever in ways Lyra's people often overlooked. Humans could improvise, adapt to changing situations, and combine creativity with determination. Even advanced technology could not replace ingenuity born of human experience. One afternoon, Lyra projected a holographic map of the galaxy. Humans, potentially significant, she said. Other civilizations underestimate your species. You, clever, adaptive, brave, opportunity, immense. Alex laughed softly. Well, we may seem ordinary, but humans surprise even themselves sometimes. Maybe the galaxy will be surprised too.